Love Bug. I'm so excited that you're with me here today. We're going to talk about moving past your fears. Let's face it, we all have fears. There are these things that we definitely don't want to do because, let's face it, it triggers us like crazy. And, one of those things is being visible. One of those things is, oh, I can't do it because of the money. One of those things might be, I'm not sure that anyone would take me seriously. We have all sorts of fears that keeps us from moving forward in our business. Now that could be moving forward as in starting your business, or moving forward as to going out, full out in your business, playing big, really being out there in the space and owning your space, right? All of those things can really haunt us. All those fears. And I want to say right now, your fears are valid. Right? You heard me. Your fears are valid. Why? Because in this moment, they are your truth. Now, how do we invalidate the fears is probably the more germane topic, right? We all have them. As I was counseling someone last night, I was coaching with them, talking through some of the fears they were having. Not only do we all have fears, not only do we need to invalidate those fears, but even once we invalidate those fears, there's another layer as we move up in the world, as we get out and are bolder with our message. Some of the same fears come up, or at least they're cousins, and make an appearance. You're like, why? I was saying, there's this time where when I was starting, I was so afraid that people wouldn't pay me for my services. People wouldn't pay me for my coaching. Well, people have been paying me for my coaching for quite a long time now. But it isn't like that fear never comes back. It isn't like there's not this gremlin in the back of my mind, even now, that says, are you sure people are going to continue paying you? Are you sure you're giving the value you need to give? Maybe they can find this stuff out on the internet. Maybe they don't need the personal touch. Maybe all of that still plays. Sometimes it's really quiet and I don't even notice it, right? That is definitely a place to be. And other times it is super effing loud. And I'm like, shut up! Fear, okay, get out of the passenger seat. Get to the very back of the bus, right? Like, get away from me. Because it's not true. At this point, it's no longer my truth, right? Because I've taken that step to invalidate those messages. So it's easier for me in this moment to bounce back from hearing that chattering in the background every time I hit a new level, right? Whether that's, I'm talking about business, but this is also in my personal life. It's like, things are so perfect at home. But what if this happens and that happens and this has happened in the past and sometimes that happens and I'm living in this moment and I'm moving forward, right? So what has happened in the past is the past. Can it inform us? Of course it can, right? But we should no longer have the mindset of the past haunting us and trying to craft our future. Let's give ourselves this gift called the present. Now, invalidating those fears. That's what this is about, right? Invalidating those fears, no matter what they are. I've got a great guide called 5 Fears, Blocking Your Business Success. I will link it down below. It's going to help you. I give you some more concrete things to do. But even so, the method that I share in that guide will help you with fears that you're having wherever they are, whatever part of your life that they're in, or part of your business they're in. I give you 5 to go off of because they're the most common, but the methodology works beyond those 5 fears. So definitely check it out. All right, so invalidating those fears in a nutshell. Okay, in a nutshell. First, you have to own them. Right? Own that fear. Whatever comes up. And if you're having trouble around a certain topic or making a certain action, like getting into the groove of things, start writing down all the reasons why you can't do it. Write them all down, right? Bring them out into the light of day. Because chances are, even in the act of doing that, you'll start to see how foolish they are, that they're not the truth. They're a truth banging around in your head, and like I said earlier, and that way they are valid. But they're not the actual truth, the larger truth of who you are. So again, this is that first step to invalidating. Write down all of those things. I like writing them down on one side of the paper, leaving the other side of the paper open. But you might end up going in a journal. And what's so interesting when you do this exercise, as you start writing down all the reasons you can't do something, or you're afraid, or whatever it is, and sometimes it's pages, guys, it's pages. And what you're doing is you're flushing all of this out of your system, which is so important. Now you need to rewrite that story, right? So go in, and you're going to get an example of how to do this in my 5 Fears PDF, okay? You rewrite, and you recode, and you tell what is the actual truth, right? It is not written up on some billboard in the sky that you can't do X, Y, Z, that no one will buy your stuff, that everyone's going to hate you, that you're going to fail. That is not what's written in the sky. That is not what's etched in stone, right? So write down the truth of the matter. Write down what, if you take a moment, right, and you take that deep breath, and you really settle down and listen to your intuition, it'll tell you what the truth of the matter is. And that truth is that people are going to love to buy whatever it is that you're selling, because there's a certain portion of the population that are waiting for you to produce it so they can buy it. Trust me, that is the truth, right? In the same way, you were not given your gift or your calling to fail, right? That is not what God or angels or universe does for us. They give us this gift to go out and make change and to help other people, and you're not going to fail. It is a significant leap of faith to rely on your gift and to know that you're going to be provided for, okay? But once you take that leap, you'll find you are provided for. Does that necessarily mean all of your money is going to come from your gift? No, that doesn't necessarily mean that. It means the money to support what you do is coming, whether it's from your gift or other ways, or a mixture of the two, right? It happens in all sorts of ways, and we don't need to put pressure on what that looks like. All we need to do is go out there and do the thing, share the gift, start changing the world, shifting the socioeconomic paradigm. That's our job, right? Everything else will be taken care of. Everywhere else we will be supported, but we have to believe and take that jump. And I know that there's fears. So I'm telling you to grab the guide. So I'm telling you to make the notes. That's why I'm telling you to rewrite what is actually true and read the actual truth every day. Let that recode your mind so that it now becomes mostly the background music playing in your head. All right, my loves, that's what I have for you today. Again, download the 5 Fears Guide. Let that be a guidebook as you start rewriting your specific fears. And I bet a couple of the ones that you need are in there. And with that, I say peace, love, joy to you.